Brighton was picked to finish third in their region. Provo comes into the year with high expectations once again under Kurt Chambers.
Once again, Provo fans.
Now, is the stream officially up and running, Bryce?
I think we got it going. We're rolling over on ESPN 960's YouTube page. I do believe so.
11:21 to play in the second quarter. 3rd and 8. Shotgun snap to Palapoy. Back to pass. Looking, throws to the sideline. Caught for a first down at the 20-yard line
Bryce Palapoy
by Case Beams, the senior. Just one of 4 returning starters on the offensive side for Brighton. And on 3rd and 8, it's a nice pass as Beams came back to the ball on the sideline. Beams, a 3-sport athlete, a right-handed pitcher, plays basketball as well for the Bengals.
And again, just a reminder on the streaming side of things, clock is not official, so stick with us as we get that as close as we can.
Handoff up the middle, working his way inside the 15-yard line.
Gain of 6 on the play. Tackle by number 37, Hush Paulet.
Appreciate you sticking with us over on ESPN 960 YouTube page.
Absolutely.
Had a little bit of internet connection issue.
To be expected. Look,
Game one.
Week one, exactly. Hartle on the carry there. 2nd and 4 for Brighton. Ball at the 14. Shotgun snap, handoff again to Hartle, up the middle, working his way inside to the 12-yard line or so.
Yeah, so far the Bengals and Casey Sutera's team just being really methodical on the ground with the football. Hey, if you can run it, get 4 or 5 yards a pop, just keep going at it. Don't risk it and put the ball in the air.
And now just 3rd and 1 here with 10:22 clock rolling here in the second quarter. 3-0 Brighton. Shotgun snap on 3rd and 1 coming. And now walking over towards the sideline.
Can do a little check with me over there, seeing what the defense looks like.
6 on the play clock. Now they're going to really have to hustle or burn a timeout here.
Yeah, probably timeout.
1, and they'll take the timeout. So some miscommunication there with Bryce Palapoy and the sideline. Palapoy, he has taken the majority of the snaps tonight for the Bengals. Just a sophomore. So the Bengals burn their first timeout. Here in the second quarter, clock just under 10 to play, 3-0 Brighton. Don't forget, fans, to tune to ESPN 960 and Valley Sports Talk every weekday from 8 to 10 a.m., covering all things Utah Valley and BYU athletics, as well as the NFL, NBA, and Major League Baseball. And you bet, Bryce will talk a little high school football as well. So here we go. 3rd and 1, 9:59 to play in the second quarter. Bengals with the ball deep inside Provo territory. Shotgun snap, handoff to Hartle, and he is tackled behind the line of scrimmage. No, and I got fooled on the read option. The quarterback, Palapoy, kept it, and he got the first down. Ball inside the 5. First and goal for the Bengals. Now under center is Palapoy. 3 men in the backfield. Handoff up the middle. Touchdown! Bengals! Mason Hartle waltzes into the end zone. And the Bengals take a 9-0 lead. The point after pending. Boy, Hartle has gotten some heavy usage in this first half. And they have just worn down this Provo defensive line early.
Yeah, he's been the workhorse for this Brighton offense. And one thing, rightfully so, you go over to his Twitter page, and he was putting in the work this offseason. Posted a video of him They're clinging like 315 pounds, Jordan. He's a strong young man. He's getting looks from Weber State, Idaho State, and a couple of FCS schools.
You can see why. Sorensen knocks it through the uprights, and it's 10-0 Brighton with 9:32 to play here in the second quarter. Well, if you're Provo trying to get anything going on the offensive end, they've had 3 possessions and 3 punts. They have not gotten past their own 40-yard line.
Yeah, Provo's going to have to switch it up a little bit on the offensive side of the ball. Start winning on first and second down. That keeps you out of the third and long situations where you're going to have to drop back and pass or go with the screenplay like we've seen so far in the game. It's been a little bit of a struggle on the offensive side, at least to get the ball going on the ground and through the air.
So Sorensen to kick it away. Number 5 is back to receive, who we do not have on our roster. The ball will be fielded at the 10, taken up the middle, and taken down just shy of the 30. That was Ronnie White. Ronnie White, mentioned just a small guy, 5 feet 5 inches tall, 110 pounds, according to Max Preps. Very quick, though, so ball just about at the 31-yard line. It's where Provo will take over, trailing 10-0, 9:25 to play in the first half. Orchard in the shotgun, first-year quarterback. The back to his left, 3 wide receivers to the left. Handoff, now a break to the left. Up the middle, he has some good yardage to the 45, and he rolls to the 46. That is Oliver McKay, the senior.
That's exactly what we were talking about, Jordan. Win on first down. That's first and 10. You get to move the chains. Brighton's defense starting to look a little bit more tired. We'll see if they can start chaining together a little bit of a drive and keep their offense on the field.
That is Provo's largest gain tonight. Ball up to the 45. 4 down linemen for Brighton. Orchard in the shotgun. 3 wide receivers split to the short side. Now Ronnie White goes in motion. Handoff up the middle, and taken down in the backfield is Oliver McKay again. And I think it was Jackson Nettleton on the tackle. So 2nd and 11 for Provo. Orchard peering at the sideline. Not a big guy, 6'1", 150. Not small by any means, though. In the shotgun, back to his right. 2 wide receivers to the left, 2 to the right, ball in the left hash. Back to pass. Orchard looking, has time, throws over the middle. It's caught! That is De Silva, and he is going to be taken down just shy of the 35-yard line.
Nice little pitch and catch across the middle of the field. Beautiful play by Provo. And now you've got a little momentum. And now they're going to go with a little bit of a no huddle, hurry up offense.
1st and 10 from the 34. Orchard in the shotgun. Back to pass again. Looking under pressure. Rolls right. Throws over the middle. Caught for a gain of about 4 to the 31. So again, a positive outcome, a net gain. And that was Brexton Hunter, his first reception of the night.
I love the idea of just getting right back up to the line and going with it. You don't let and allow Brighton to substitute in that situation. Keep the tired guys on the field.
7:20 to play in the first half. 10-0 Brighton, 2nd and 7. Orchard with a man in motion, takes the snap, handoff, up the middle. That is Oliver McKay, taken down at the 30. Gets about a yard. That was Beau LaFleur, the senior on the tackle, one of 5 returning starters on the defensive side of the ball for Brighton this year. And it brings up a big 3rd and 6.
Hey, fans, remember, stick with us towards the end of the game. We're going to be naming the Defense Drinks Defensive Player of the Game. You can head on over to defensedrinks.com. Use the coupon code ESPN960 for 20% off your order.
Gehrig gets the shotgun snap, hands it off up the middle, first down yardage for Oliver McKay. A little draw, and Provo moves the chains and keeps the drive alive.
That one was a little bit tricky. You know, the hesitation and the draw up the middle, and it was a fantastic play call by Provo.
Ball at the 19, 6:17 to play, back to pass. Orchard looking, going end zone, touchdown! Bulldogs! Oh, what a throw! Griffin DeMartini on the reception in the back corner of the end zone.
Just a great play. Drops back to pass, has his guy wide open, beat in the one-on-one coverage down the sideline, and it's a touchdown. A little bit of a push-off in the end zone, Jordan. A little bit of a push-off, but hey, no flag on the play, and it's a touchdown.
Absolutely. I think it was Gus Blake on the coverage, and I was going to say, it was good coverage. What was that?
Fantastic underneath coverage. Just needed the help over top from the safety, and just it wasn't there in the corner of the end zone. Hard to get over there.
So here's the point after, and it is good. And Provo gets things going. It is 10-7 Brighton with 6:08 to play in the first half. That was an impressive drive from the Bulldogs.
It definitely was, and it's exactly what the doctor ordered for Provo at the moment. Had to keep it on the ground just a little bit, make sure that everything was going okay by way of the run game before you can put it in the air a couple times and win that way. That's why it's so important to be two-dimensional, Jordan.
Oh man, that was a completely different offense than we had seen in the during their first three possessions, which ended in punts. So now Brighton still a lot of time left in this second quarter, 6 minutes.
On the kick for Provo, number 9.
Now Provo, they will receive the second half kickoff, so they can get a little 2-for-1 here if they can get a stop.
Back to receive, number 81, Easton Gustafson. Number 21, Gus Blake.
Lewis Altman will kick it away for the Bulldogs. Gustafson back to receive for Brighton. Here it is. It's a line drive kick. It's going to be fielded at the 10, up to the 15, 20, right side, and taken down just shy of the 25-yard line.
Return.
That was Blake on the return, the senior. Boy, that was a nice tackle by Brown. Took him down by himself.
Yeah, just broke through that protection. Found himself right in front of the ball carrier.
Ball spotted at the 24. The Bengals with a 3-point lead here in the second quarter. Three wide receivers to the left, ball on the right hash. A give up the middle, nothing doing though for Hartel. He's taken down. He may have lost a yard.
And now you see a little bit of a shift in the momentum, Jordan. All of a sudden, Provo getting stops on the defensive side, shutting down Hartel. They've kind of figured out what they're doing. Brighton's going to have to go to the air.
Kalapoy back in the shotgun. Three wide receivers to the left. Ball still on that right hash. 2nd and 12. Back to pass. Looking. Short pass over the middle. Caught at the 25. He's going to make his way to the 26. That is Easton Gustafson. He's had a lot of action tonight, and we have a Bulldog down on the play. That is touch fail.
Yeah, that's not a guy you want to see go down. He was an all-state guy a season ago for this Provo Bulldog defense at linebacker. You really hope that he's okay. He's also all-region for this Provo team, all-state and all-region. And hopefully he gets back up and he can return into this game.
Yeah, the trainer's taking a look here. I mean, you talked about how important 104 tackles last season, 9 for losses. So Fale still being attended to.
And Jordan, so far, I mean, just to recap what we've seen, Brighton started off kicking that field goal to go up 3-0. They end up scoring the touchdown. They go up 10-0, and it's good to see Hutch get up and try and gingerly walk off the field. Then Provo answers with the touchdown drive, and they put it in the air and found some success doing so. We got a 10-7 ball game at the moment.
And a vital 3rd and 8 here with 5:18 to play in the second quarter. Fale being helped off the field, and hopefully he's okay.
It's thrown down, Provo. Smith.
Halapoy back in the shotgun for Brighton. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. 3rd and 8 from the 22.
Wouldn't be surprised to see a screenplay.
Drops back to pass, looking, a lot of good protection, throws over the top, has his man at the 50, and he steps out of bounds at the 50, make that the 46-yard line.
Easton Gustafson.
That is Easton Gustafson again.
Yeah, he's a really good wide receiver, and when you have too high coverage, that safety's got to come over and pressure and put a little bit of help over the top. That's exactly where you want to go with the corner route and too high coverage with the 2 safeties back. He just, it's tough as an outside linebacker to stay with such a shifty guy in wide receiver. So you have to have the help over top to help and come over right there.
Yeah, there's one guy that can hang with him, and his name's Fred Warner. One linebacker can do that in the world, maybe. 1st and 10. Play fake, and the pass is overthrown. A little slant there, intended for Case Beams. That's one of the only throws we've seen from Palapoy tonight that's been off the mark. So 2nd and 10. And the clock's running here, so the officials are going to have to stop it on the incompletion, reset the game clock. 10-7 Brighton. The Bengals at Provo's 46-yard line.
Currently, they have it set to 4 minutes, 40 seconds.
And I think it should be about 4:43, 4:44 at least.
So they're going to try and get on the headset here with big old Kirk Chambers on the sideline.
Is that what? So in high school?
Yeah. So in high school, they don't have communications up into the booth.
Yeah.
So they come over to the head coach, and head coach, Kirk Chambers on the sideline right there. He's got his headset up in the booth. Now the coaches have to yell over to the clock operator what the ref is conveying to head coach Kirk Chambers.
So they put it at 4. Well, they had it at 4:44, which now it's 4:55 is what they settle on. And we wait, and we're ready to go. So 2nd and 10. Clock stopped at 4:55. Shotgun snap, swing pass to the left, caught by Mason Hartle, has a gain up inside the Provo 30. 1st down, Bengals. And we're going to have another Bulldog down on the far side.
It's not what you want to see if you're Provo. Yet another defender going down. It's going to have to be looked at.
Can't quite see who it is for Provo. The ball was spotted at the 38-yard line, or make that the 33-yard line. And that's Mason Gregory.
Good to see him get up and be able to walk off on his own power.
That's a guy the Bulldogs want in there. Just a beautiful night for football here in Utah County. Not a cloud in the sky.
Don't forget, we'll do a little bit of a post game after the game here on ESPN 960, the 960 AM dial in Utah County, 105.1 HD2, and right here on the YouTube channel also. Name the defense drinks defensive player of the game.
I could go for a defense drink right about now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I need some hydration.
Yeah.
It's a little toasty.
Alapoy in the shotgun. Hartle to his left in the backfield. Shotgun snap, handoff to Hartle, right up the middle. Tries to bowl over a Bulldog, and Hartel taken down just inside the 30.
Tackle by number 79, Limhigh,
Mafiaki on the tackle. So 2nd and 6 for the Bengals. Matiaki, a senior, 280 pounds, 6 feet. His first tackle tonight, 4-13. Handoff to Hartel, left side. Breaks one ankle tackle and then steps out of bounds inside, well, maybe right at the 25-yard line.
And off the zero, Mason Hart.
Ready to tackle your toughest projects? Intermountain Bobcat is here to help. From powerful compact tractors and loaders to versatile excavators, Bobcat brings unmatched performance and reliability to get the job done. Visit your Intermountain Bobcat dealership today, located in Orem, Ogden, and Salt Lake. Intermountain Bobcat, helping homeowners and contractors conquer their projects since 1995. 3rd and 2 for the Bengals. 4:07 to play in the half. Now the whistles blow. And we have a flag, and it's offsides on the Bulldogs. That's their second offsides tonight on a 3rd and short. That is costly.
It's exactly, that hard count when the quarterback's up there. You really got to pay attention to the football. Do your best to watch the ball and not listen to what the quarterback's yelling.
Alapoy in the shotgun. Handoff. Hartel up the middle. Making his way, keep churning those legs and inside the 15-yard line.
By Bryant Larson.
Bryant Larson with the tackle. Clock still winding, under 4 minutes now. Brighton with a 3-point lead. 2nd and 1.
As the Bengals are finding a little bit more luck on the ground with Hartel. We've seen Provo come up with a couple of stops, but now they're going to have to get into that bend, don't break.
Alapoy with the snap, another handoff. Hartel to his left, taken down after he gains maybe 2. In on the tackle.
Brings up first down for Brighton.
Clock winding, 3:20. And now Brighton kind of taking their time here, letting that clock roll. Play clock under 20. Alapoy in the shotgun, takes the snap, fakes the handoff, rolls right, still rolling light, looking, throws, has a man in the end zone, incomplete. Threw it low end to the left of Case Beams. And that brings up 2nd and 9. The clock stops at 2:58.
Right.
When
I say 2nd and 9, 2nd and goal from the 9.
I like getting the quarterback a little bit out of that pocket, getting him moving. Just needs to plant the feet, throw that football. He'll be able to get it in there.
Well, they've targeted Beams a few times tonight. I think they've been able to connect the one time for the big gain down the sideline. Alapoy in the shotgun. 2nd and goal from the 9. Handoff, Hartel, wrapped up, still churning those legs, and he's going to be taken down, and he may lose a yard there. Whistles, and we're going to have timeout on the field taken by the Bulldogs. Their second timeout of the half.
This would be a win yet again for the Bulldogs if they can get out of this defensive possession with just a field goal. We saw it earlier in the game. They bowed up in this same situation, and they were able to force the field goal. So on one side, Brighton's like, hey, we got to finish drives. We got to put the ball in the end zone because Provo's not going to just stay idle on offense all night long.
Well, it'll be interesting. If you gain 5 or 6 here, do you kick the field goal? We'll see how aggressive Casey Sutera is here, or how aggressive Brighton intends to be this season, maybe in such situations.
I think at this point, you got to take the points. Whatever happens, if you don't get in the end zone on this play, I think you have to take the points. You know you have confidence in your field goal kicker, in your place kicker. And I think you'll see them kick the field goal. I could be wrong, though. See what they elect to do.
Yeah. You know, in the NFL and college football, it really wouldn't be a choice. But you watch high school football, and man, they can be aggressive sometimes. Well, they can be ultra conservative as well at times. I've seen guys punt on third down, back to pass. Palapoi rolling left, running out of room on the short side. He's going to be taken down inside the 10, forced out of bounds.
Good job by the gang of Provo Bulldogs to hold up and not take him down to the ground out of bounds. That would have been an automatic first down. That would have been terrible. So great job to avoid the penalty.
And here comes the field goal unit. So Provo is going to get the ball back here, and they do receive the second half kickoff as well. See if Sorensen can knock through his second field goal of the night. His first was from about 33 yards. This one a little easier. This one about 26 yards out. The kick is up. It is good. So he knocks it through, and the Bengals take a 13-7 lead with 2:16 remaining in the first half.
Yeah, that's exactly what you wanted if you're Provo on the defensive side of the football. Very important to get that stop. So they have to get back to the run game a little bit and try and keep the Brighton defense back on their heels. But so far, Brighton has had the edge. I think we thought the momentum was shifting in Provo's direction. Brighton has just hit right back, and they've answered. So now it's Provo's turn to see if they can answer.
Well, you mentioned it. Provo steamrolled down the field the last time they had the ball. Thomas Sorensen, the senior, to kick it away. This one's going to be short of the end zone. Fielded at the 5. Brought out to the 10, 20, 25-yard line and taken down at the 26.
Hard line. Brought down on the play by number 30, Cole Hagemeyer.
We'll see how fast Kirk Chambers and the Provo Bulldogs elect to go in this drive with just about 2 minutes to go in the half.
Orchard in the shotgun. Ball on the right hash. 3 wide receivers to his left. He rolls left, and his pass is batted down. And I believe
Derek Orchard's pass. 6 by number 10.
It's a great job
Brings up
at the line of scrimmage. Get those big paws up yet again. LaFleur.
Yeah.
Came off the edge, jumped right up. You know, if you have offensive linemen that are playing that offensive tackle position, you got a guy on the defensive side that jumps up. A lot of what coaches tell them, if they're going to jump up and try and bat the ball down, give them a little push, little jump to the gut, right?
2:01 to play, 2nd and 10. Garrick back to pass, looking, has time, throws over the middle. It is incomplete, a dangerous throw as the receiver could only get one hand on it. Daniel Da Silva was the intended receiver. So now 3rd and 10, and the clock stops with 1:56 to play in the half.
Yeah, a host of Brighton defenders right across the middle. A little bit of a dangerous pass. Good job by the wide receiver just to knock it down. He did try to go out, make the one-hand grab, but it looked like he knocked it down a little bit just to keep it from being a turnover. That would have been worst-case scenario in your own half of the field.
And we got our answer. Kirk Chambers being aggressive here on 1st and 2nd down. Now 3rd and 10, we'll see what he does. Ball at Provo's own 25.
Yeah, the only problem with that is now you're going to leave a lot of time on the clock.
Orchard back to pass again. Floater up the middle. And it is incomplete off the fingertips of the intended receiver. That's number 5, who we do not have on our roster.
Brian Larson. Brings up fourth.
Brian Larson almost brought it in, and there was nobody in front of him.
Yeah, went a little bit with the zero coverage, one man high up at the top, and beat his guy over the middle.
So now Provo will punt it away with 1:52 to play in the half. 13-7 Brighton. Punting from their own 15. This one boomed, a really good one. Fair catch called for at the 32. That was Gustafson with the reception. That's where the Bengals will get the football back, and we'll see how aggressive they will be here with under 2 minutes to play in the half.
Stick with us at halftime. We'll try and get you some of the scores from around both Region 8 and Region 6. All the action going on around the state of Utah. Appreciate you joining us both here on ESPN 960 and over on our ESPN 960 Sports YouTube page. All brought to you by our friends over at Intermountain Bobcat.
Palapoy back to pass, has a completion out to his left. That is DeMartini, I beg your pardon, taken down and forced out of bounds at about the 37.
Brought down by number 6.
They're going to say forward progress, though, kept him inbounds. The clock rolls, 1:23 to play in the half.
And if you're over on the stream side, remember, just not the official clock on the stream.
3 wide receivers to the left. Ball in the left hash. Palapoy back to pass again. Looking over the middle. It is nearly picked off.
Palapoy's pass. Tip.
But tipped by Jason Fordham. Couldn't come down with it. And now 3rd and 6 for the Bengals with 1:04 on the clock.
Palapoy dropped back, stared down that wide receiver, decided to throw it, tried to get over the defender, but it was just a little bit short. Great play on the defensive side.
Shotgun snap coming, 3 wide receivers to the right. Palapoy back to pass. Quick throw out to his left, caught at the 40, up to the 45, taken down there is Easton Gustafson. Good for a first down. The clock will stop as the chains move. Now they roll 55 seconds and ticking. And Brighton taking a long time here. 48 seconds. 47. Shotgun snap. Palapoy back to pass. Looking. Has his man at the 50. Caught. DeMartini up to the 40. Inside the 35. He cuts back. Inside the 20. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. Bengals.
What a move by DeMartini on the sideline. Scampers, able to stay inside and puts the shift on the Provo defender. That's some ankles left on the field. That's a great play by the Brighton wide receiver.
The junior, 6'3", 185, one of the DeMartinis on this Bengal club. Wow, what a run. 19-7 PAT pending. The Bengals with the lead, 32 seconds to play in the half. Sorensen on to kick the point after. It is up and good. 20-7 Bengals. And that may be a pivotal drive that the Provo coaching staff will take a look after this game. We'll see how it ends, but boy, if you can get a stop there with 2 minutes to play in the half and getting the ball back in the third quarter, put you in a good spot. But boy, what a play by DeMartini.
Well, not only that, you look back on the offensive possession and you have a guy streaking across the middle of the field wide open. You just can't bring in that ball. And then it turns into a scoring drive for Brighton. That's a 14-point swing for you. Instead of looking at the lead by 1 point, you're down now by 2 scores. So some work to do for the Bulldogs. 32 seconds to do it.
Hey, we've seen him move the ball tonight. New quarterback at the helm this year, Garrig Orchard. Last year's starter transferred to Timpview. This kickoff is going to be fielded at the 5. Brought out, that is Larson, up to the 25. Has a little room. To the 30, tries to cut it back on the left sideline, taken down just shy of the 35.
The 30-yard line. Brought down by number 40.
So 22 seconds to play in the half.
Down.
Whatever you're going to do here, you have to make sure that if it's out to the sidelines, you got to get out of bounds. Try your best to stop the clock. Get a first down, get right up to the ball, clock it, whatever you can do to hurry up. This is where coaching comes into play, and we'll see how well Kirk Chambers prepared his team.
Provo has one timeout. Orchard in the gun, 3 wide receivers to the right. Shotgun snap, now a little counter up the middle, back to his left,
play.
up to the 46-yard line. That is Oliver McKay.
That's a beautiful play. Get everybody flowing to the right side of the field, and then just hand it off on that counter. Wide open on the other side. One guy, foot race to the sideline, you get the first down.
16 seconds to play in the first half. And Provo taking their time with the clock stopped. Play clock under 15. Back to pass. Orchard looking under pressure. Throws caught at the 42 by Griffin DiMartini. He gets out of bounds promptly.
So far, a methodical drive by the Bulldogs. You got to wonder, what is field goal range for their field goal kicker? How confident are they in the field goal kicker? Do you take a shot to the end zone? Try and beat a DB over the top?
12 seconds. Yeah, they've had, a little success getting guys open tonight over the middle. And I think Brighton is going to burn one of their 2 timeouts here.
Yeah, that's smart. Allow Provo to come out, line up, see what they're going to go with 12 seconds left, see what the personnel is, call the timeout, bring your guys back to the sideline, and try and help them understand the situation a little bit. That's really good coaching by Casey Sutera. In his 16th year as a coach, was over at Corner Canyon for some time, and now in his 3rd season as the head coach with Brighton.
Yeah, 17-6 record, went 8-4 last year.
He's been fantastic as a head coach.
I mean, and you can see it from the first drive, just how sharp they've been.
Yeah, very prepared, very good head coach on both sidelines, if we're going to be 100% honest. Kirk Chambers, former NFL guy, got some NFL knowledge.
What's that like in high school? Coming out, first game of the year, you're not scrimmaging against other teams. You're thrown into the fire.
Yeah, you definitely are. In game 1, you have no idea what's going to go on. It looks a little sloppy usually.
Backfield empty. Orchard takes the snap in the gun, back to pass, under pressure, throws off his back foot. Coming back to the ball was DiMartini. No flag, though. And now one comes from the back judge.
Yeah, a little bit of fighting, trying to get back to the ball. Defensive back needs to get his head around. If he gets his head around and boxes him out just a little bit more and acts like he's going for the football, he's totally fine in that situation. Because he couldn't get his head back around, that's going to be a flag every single time.
So 7 seconds now left to play. They'll mark off the yardage for the pass interference.
Look, if I'm the Bulldogs, I'm going right back to it. You've got an advantage on the outside with that big wide receiver, DiMartini, 6'3", 185 pounds. You got to throw it up to him.
Now you only have 7 seconds to work with. 1 timeout. So do you have to go to the end zone here?
No, you could go to the middle of the field, throw them off a little bit. They're playing too high, pretty wide. Middle field's going to be open here.
Shotgun snap, rolling to his right. Orchard looking back to his left, now goes over the middle, has a man in the back of the end zone. It is broken up. DiMartini again. Boy, that was a pretty good throw there from Orchard into triple coverage. DiMartini, he's upset with himself. It hit him in the hands, but that would have been a real spectacular grab in between 3 defenders. And that's going to do it. That took 7 seconds, and that'll be the half.
Yeah, that was exactly where you want to put that football, Jordan. As we mentioned, the 2 safeties high were actually pretty out towards the numbers. You had the middle of the field wide open. You just got to come down with it. That's the risk you take with 7 seconds left on the clock. It took too long.
So at the half, Brighton leads Provo 20-7. We'll take a break and come back with a halftime report. You're listening to Utah High School football on ESPN 960.
ESPN 960 just got better. You can now listen to ESPN 960 up and down the entire Wasatch Front on the 105.1 HD2 dial. Valley Sports Talk with Bryce Larson, Cougar Sports with Ben Criddle, Kalani Sitaki, and BYU football. Todd Phillips and Utah Valley basketball, even Major League Baseball and NBA hoops. All of your favorite shows and events are now available on HD Radio. Utah County Sports Station is now ESPN 960 and 105.1 HD2.
When you're watching your favorite football team, it really stinks when your star receiver is doubtful. But you know what stinks even more? When you are doubtful. There's nothing worse than a terribly timed injury. That's why defense drinks were scientifically formulated to reduce injury risk and speed up recovery for athletes. So while others are sidelined by injury, you'll be in the gym or on the court crushing it. At real life. Use the promo code ESPN960 now to get 20% off your next defense purchase.
Listen to
Niumatalolo, the head coach of the San Jose State Spartans. I want to go back to 2015, where it was widely reported that you were in the running to become the head coach at BYU.
I wasn't looking to go anywhere. I was happy. You know, I'd been in this profession long enough that the grass wasn't always greener. But when the BYU opportunity came, it was different. Just being a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, it was different. So I knew that I wanted to take a look at it. The people there were awesome. You know, but in the end, you know, it had to work out for both sides. You know, from their side and from my side. Ultimately, it didn't work out, but it worked out for the best. Kalani's doing an awesome job. Kalani's a good friend of mine. And like I said, I'm a spiritual person. I just believe that the Lord has a way of working things out. And it worked out for the best for both of us, you know, for them and at BYU with Kalani and for me and my family.
To find out what was said next, download the Valley Sports Talk with Bryce Larson podcast anywhere you get your podcasts.
At the half, Brighton with a 20-7 lead over Provo. Jordan Bianucci alongside Bryce Larson. And, you know, understandably, both teams got off to a little bit of a slow start there, Bryce. But, man, some fireworks there in the second quarter. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun throughout the second quarter. A lot of scoring throughout that second quarter.
Okay.
Brighton, and we'd mentioned, we thought the momentum was shifting a little bit to the home side of things with Provo. And all of a sudden, Brighton fires back and comes back and just throws a couple of punches, a couple of haymakers, including scoring with 32 seconds left after getting a huge stop on the defensive side of the football, 14-point swing in favor of the Brighton Bengals. That's been the difference in the first half.
And Kurt Chambers' squad will receive the kickoff in the third quarter. If you're Kurt Chambers, you played for him. What's his message here at halftime?
You know what? I'll tell you a couple stories about Kurt Chambers, because you're right. I did play for him in high school. Look, right now, he's going to be fired up, right? Obviously, he's going to try and fire his guys up. The message is going to be go back to what we try to do. Don't get too far away from the game plan. They're going to probably come back out. When they started in the first quarter, they came out and they ran the ball. I wouldn't be surprised if they have scripted plays. Kirk loves to script the first 10, 15, 20 plays of both the first half and the second half. So he's going to come out. He's going to have their scripted plays. That gives his guys confidence. We've ran these plays before, over and over and over. We know what we're going to do, and he's going to instill that confidence in his guys at the half. And he's also going to get him hyped up a little bit. He's throwing stuff. All right, I'll tell you that much.
He breaking a chalkboard? Going Steve Kerr style?
He's throwing stuff in that locker room. I don't. Look, that's all I'll say, but he's throwing stuff. He's getting them hyped up.
Well, there are many sides to Kurt Chambers. This is a guy that graduated from Stanford. Like, he knows, he can get you fired up in different ways, I imagine.
Yeah, exactly. He definitely can.
Conversely, if you're Casey Sutera for Brighton, and you played well, you have a 13-point lead. You just telling your guys, look, we got to keep doing what we're doing?
Keep the pedal down. That's exactly what you need to do. You need to make sure that you continue to stay stout on the defensive side of the football. Got to continue to do what you've been able to do so far. And if Provo comes out and throws a haymaker, do what you did before, punch him right back.
You're listening to Utah High School football on ESPN 960. Tune in every weekday morning from 8 to 10 a.m. for Valley Sports Talk with Bryce Lorson. He'll be talking about this game and others on Monday, along with all the latest BYU and Utah Valley news. But just a picture-perfect night. This is, unbelievable. The Wasatch Mountains in the distance, an orange hue as the lights begin to take effect here at Provo High in Utah County. A new school. They moved over here, 5 or 6 years ago. And what a setting it is for high school football. We'll take a break. Oh, go ahead, Bryce.
It definitely is beautiful. And you got the sun up against the mountains across the way. You're right. 100%. Absolutely beautiful.
Just amazing. We'll take a break here, come back with some out-of-town scores. Once again, Brighton leads Provo at the half, 20-7. You're listening to Utah High School football on ESPN 960.
PostNet, we offer quality printing, packing, and shipping services. But we pride ourselves most on the quality relationships we forged along the way. At PostNet, we're on a first-name basis with our customers. Stop by one of our Utah PostNet locations today. You'll be greeted with a friendly attitude, experienced professionals, and the very best service. When you need it done right, get into PostNet in Draper, North Salt Lake, Spanish Fork, and West Valley City, and let them design and print your next project, ship a package, and so much more. Find us at postnet.com.
Are you looking for equipment that works as hard as you do? Look no further than Intermountain Bobcat. Located in Orem, Ogden, and Salt Lake, we offer a wide range of Bobcat equipment. From compact tractors and mowers to loaders and excavators, we have what you need to get the job done right. Whether you're looking to buy or rent, the strength, toughness, and reliability of Bobcat equipment is perfect for your next construction or landscaping projects. Visit your local Intermountain Bobcat dealership and find equipment that can handle any job. Bobcat, one tough animal.
Watching your favorite football team, it really stinks when your star receiver is doubtful. But you know what stinks even more? When you are doubtful. There's nothing worse than a terribly timed injury. That's why defense drinks were scientifically formulated to reduce injury risk and speed up recovery for athletes. So while others are sidelined by injury, you'll be in the gym or on the court crushing it. At Real Life, use the promo code ESPN960 now to get 20% off your next defense purchase.
Right.
Small businesses, community advocates, and neighbors make up the fabric of our community. As a small business ourselves, PostNet gets to know our
Provo as Brighton leads the Bulldogs 20-7 at the half. Taking a look at the out-of-town scoreboard, we'll start in 6A. Weber with a 14-10 lead at Westlake. Meanwhile, Corner Canyon leading American Fork in Utah County, 28-21. That was turning out to be the good one that we expected it to be, Bryce. Pleasant Grove trailing Orem 21-6. We'll be at Orem next week for our matchup over there. Westfield is at Layton. They lead the Lancers 17-6. And Riverton leading Syracuse 10-7. Lone Peak with a 7-0 lead up at Bingham. Clearfield trailing Copper Hills in West Jordan, 21-7. Meanwhile, Bountiful with a 13-9 lead over Harriman up in Davis County. And Roy blowing out Farmington right now, 28-0. Meanwhile, Mountain Ridge with a 13-6 lead over Fremont, and Lehigh with a 14-7 lead over the Darts of Davis. Those are your 6A scores. Meanwhile, taking a look at 5A, East with a 28-19 lead over Layton Christian. Fox Elder blowing out Kearns 31-0. Juan Diego with a 24-7 lead over Alta. Summit Academy leading Taylorsville 8-7. Woods Cross 14-3 over West Jordan. I mentioned that. Orem with a 21-6 lead. Ridgeline 14-0 over Bonneville. Up north 17-14. Cedar Valley leads Bear River. Park City with a 10-0 lead over Wasatch. Maple Mountain down around these parts leads Granger 7-6. Hunter trailing Green Canyon 21-0. Bountiful, I mentioned that score. They're leading Harriman 13-9. Springville beating Dixie 22-6. That game down south. Tooele with a 16-0 lead over Cyprus. Spanish Fork leading Olympus 7-3. Viewmont leading Skyline 14-0. Northridge over Murray 13-0. And Highland with a 17-3 lead down here at Payson. So some scores there. Out of town. We will take another quick break. We are just a few minutes away from starting the second half. Once again, the score, it's Brighton 20, Provo 7. You're listening to Utah High School football on ESPN 960.
PostNet, we offer quality printing, packing, and shipping services. But we pride ourselves most on the quality relationships we forged along the way. At PostNet, we're on a first-name basis with our customers. Stop by one of our Utah PostNet locations today. You'll be greeted with a friendly attitude, experienced professionals, and the very best service. When you need it done right, get into PostNet in Draper, North Salt Lake, Spanish Fork, and West Valley City, and let them design and print your next project, ship a package, and so much more. Find us at postnet.com.
Are you looking for equipment that works as hard as you do? Look no further than Intermountain Bobcat. Located in Orem, Ogden, and Salt Lake, we offer a wide range of Bobcat equipment. From compact tractors and mowers to loaders and excavators, we have what you need to get the job done right. Whether you're looking to buy or rent, the strength, toughness, and reliability of Bobcat equipment is perfect for your next construction or landscaping projects. Visit your local Intermountain Bobcat dealership and find equipment that can handle any job. Bobcat, one tough animal.
Watching your favorite football team, it really stinks when your star receiver is doubtful. But you know what stinks even more? When you are doubtful. There's nothing worse than a terribly timed injury. That's why defense drinks were scientifically formulated to reduce injury risk and speed up recovery for athletes. So while others are sidelined by injury, you'll be in the gym or on the court crushing it. At Real Life, use the promo code ESPN960 now to get 20% off your next defense purchase.
Right.
Small businesses, community advocates, and neighbors make up the fabric of our community. As a small business ourselves, PostNet gets to know our neighbors, and we work together to achieve success. We offer quality design.
Welcome back to Provo as Brighton leads the Bulldogs 20-7. Jordan Bianucci alongside Bryce Larson. We appreciate you tuning in on a beautiful night in Utah County. Just a reminder, we'll have a game every week for you right here on ESPN 960. We'll be at Orem next week. Bryce, who's Orem taking on off the top of my head?
American Fork.
That is going to be a great game.
Yeah, Orem versus American Fork, a little bit of rivalry action going on there. American Fork kicked off the season against Corner Canyon. Actually, they're in action right now tonight up in, I believe it's in American Fork.
It is. I'm trying to pull up those stats right now because that was a barn burner. 28-21 Grand Canyon currently leading
Corner
that.
Canyon.
Corner Canyon. What did I say?
Grand Canyon.
Grand Canyon.
Doing a little whack baseball over here.
Back to the whack. Grand Canyon right now with a 35-28. Corner Canyon with a 35-28 lead. I'll get it eventually. That game is in the second quarter. 5 minutes left to play in the half there in American Fork. So it looks like Orton has a touchdown for American Fork, one rushing touchdown. Kasuga with a passing touchdown for Corner Canyon. Boy, they've gone back and forth. Miles has caught 2 TD receptions for the Chargers. Now, Provo's going to receive the second half kickoff here in just a moment. And Bryce, now we talked about it in the first segment. Kurt Chambers is a guy that will have his plays ready to go, have them scripted. And you think he showed a little fire in that locker room during the half. And they'll need it. Provo, it's kind of been Jekyll and Hyde with the Bulldogs tonight. They opened up the game with 3 straight punts, and then they really got the offense moving. One just huge missed opportunity where they had a little pass over the middle, lofted up around the 30, and it just fell incomplete off the fingertips of DeMartini. But I'll tell you what, Bryce, Garrett Gorchard, all things considered, getting his first start at quarterback, he's done pretty well. He's looked pretty good.
Yeah, he definitely has. Overall, it's just been mostly about getting time to drop back and pass. He's kind of been under a little bit of pressure, and it's all about getting protection for your quarterback, especially at the high school level.
And it's not easy taking over for the guy that he's taking over for either.
Yeah, with the high expectations from a season ago, it definitely is. It's not easy to take over for him.
So we're just about ready to go here. We'll keep it right here as the Bulldogs preparing to receive that second half kick.
On the defensive side for Provo, Jordan, it's going to be all about stopping Hartel because he's kind of been the guy. And for a minute there, before Provo had a couple of defenders go down, and we'll check on the status of a couple of these Provo guys that went down in the first half for you so we can get you a little bit of an injury update throughout the second half. Before those two guys went down, and they were pivotal linebackers. They were pivotal linebackers for this Provo team. And now they're going to have to get back to stopping the run and Mason Hartel for Brighton.
As always, our broadcast brought to you by PostNet. Virtual mail at your Utah PostNet allows you to view and manage your mail digitally wherever you are. Your virtual mailbox even has a street address for receiving mail and packages. Virtual mail scans directly to your phone or computer and lets you decide to forward, recycle, shred, or pick it up at your local PostNet. PostNet in Draper, North Salt Lake, Spanish Fork down here, West Valley. They have virtual mail ready for you. Learn more at postnet.com. PostNet, dependable solutions. They added a couple minutes to the clock here at half.
Well, what happened was Provo got out of the locker room. They were ready to roll. They might have a clock in the locker room. They might not have a clock in the opposing team locker room.
Well, I'll tell you what they have on the sidelines now that they didn't have back in my day. Like a big screen TV down there looking at.
Yeah, they're watching film.
That's incredible.
Yeah, they have the ability now with Huddle to be able to pull it up right there on the screen. And our friends over here on top of the booth also have Huddle going right here for Brighton on the other side. What they can do is pull it up, and they have the ability off of now an iPad and all of this technology to be able to run through the plays and say real time. This is what they're going to start doing in college football now. It's taking them forever. The NFL's been doing it.
It's amazing. High school's been doing it.
That'll tell you a little bit about the NCAA. Now they have the ability to go back in real time and say, hey, this is what you need to do. And it's such a great teaching tool.
They were using carbon copies back when I was in high school, just writing it in the dirt.
Yeah, drop the play in the dirt.
That's right. Hey, old-time football, the quarterback used to call the play out there. Johnny Unitas style. 20-7, Bright leading Provo at the half. The score doesn't really indicate how competitive this game has been, though. And Provo's going to get a chance to bring this within one score here, as they will receive the second half kickoff. I see Provo, I beg your pardon. Provo kicking off. Brighton will receive the second half kickoff as the Bengals deferred the decision in the first half. So right away, a huge possession for this Provo defense.
Yeah, they're going to have to go out there and just shut it down. Get the momentum started, try and get a turnover, do whatever you can to get back in this football game. And you're really not that far out of reach when it comes down to it.
Altman to kick it away. The left-handed kicker puts it up in the air. It is going to be received at the 5, bringing it out to the 20 and taken down shy of the 25. That is Gustafsson.
Easton Gustafsson on the return.
And there you go. There's Hutch Foley back out on the field. So one injury update for you there. Good to see him back out there. He's going to be a big piece of this defense in the second half.
So ball at the Brighton 23. On the right hash, 4 down linemen for the Bulldogs. Palapoy in the shotgun, man in motion behind him. Handoff, right side, and taken down immediately is Hartel. Maybe gets a yard. Bring up 2nd and 9.
And that's exactly the start Provo was looking for. A 1-yard stop with Hartel. You knew that they were going to go to the run right out of the gate, right out of halftime.
By the way, we should issue a disclaimer. We apologize for mispronouncing anyone's name. We don't have a pronunciation guide in front of us. We
were told we were going to get one, and we didn't get one.
So we're doing our best here. Palapoy back to pass, looking under pressure, has his man, but he's knocked away, and a late flag comes in as breaking it up was Giovanni Russell. But
he was all over him. He was all over him. So that's a fair penalty on the defense. It's going to be pass interference. So another mistake from Provo. We've seen a couple of mistakes like that from Provo on the defensive side of the football that's allowed Brighton to get automatic first downs. Some of them have come in the red zone, and that's led to scores.
So ball moves up to the 39. Just underway, second half. The Bengals with a 13-point lead. In the shotgun, Palapoy, man to his left. Hartel goes out to his left, kind of faking that swing pass pattern. Ball fired over the middle, intended for Cash Gay, but knocked away.
It's great defense. Good job by Daniel Silva getting in there on the defensive side.
Brings up
2nd and 10 now. Brighton taking their time. Play clock under 20. Hartel to the right of Palapoy in the backfield. Ball on the right hash. 2 receivers to the short side. 1 way out there to the left. Shotgun snap. Handoff to Hartel. He is wrapped up and he's going to fall forward toward the 41 rather. But they're going to spot it at the 40 and it is going to be 3rd and long.
All right, here you go. If you're Provo, this is exactly where you want Brighton. You're probably looking at a passing play here. You want to give a little bit of cushion, but you don't want to give up too much cushion on the outsides and get beat over the top. The safeties are playing pretty far up towards the line of scrimmage, which actually is surprising to me.
Shotgun snap, back to pass. Palapoy under pressure. He's hit hard, and the ball's knocked down, incomplete, and Provo gets the stop they were looking for.
That was exactly the way they wanted it. There was a guy streaking across the middle because the defense was playing so far up towards the line of scrimmage. They needed the defensive pressure along that defensive line. They got it. They had to have it. They brought the pressure, and it got home.
And that's one of the first times tonight we've seen Provo really in the face of Palapoy. So 2 men back to receive the punt for Provo. Marson back to receive, and Aluchao. Punt is away. It's high.
It's a nice punt.
Bounces at the 30 and goes out of bounds, and that's where the Bulldogs will start with their first possession of the second half, trailing 20-7.
Here's your opportunity you asked for. You get the big-time stop on the defensive side of the football, and now you're going to put some pressure on Brighton and try and march it down the field. We saw a little bit of the 2-minute offense work. That's what happened when Provo scored their lone touchdown earlier in this game. We saw it working at the end of the second half. I would not be shocked to see Provo speed it up a little bit, run some routes out towards the sideline, and try and go fast.
Ball on the near side left hash. Orchard in the shotgun, a back to his right. Now a man goes in motion. That's Larson. A little swing pass option out to the right. Larson has it up to the 45. He'll be taken down at the 47-yard line. First down, Provo.
What a beautiful play. Absolutely beautiful play designed by this Provo offense. And here's the hurry-up offense that we were talking about.
3 wide receivers to the left, ball on the right hash, back to pass. Orchard looking to his right, has his man. Another first down. Just a quick hitter there on the far side. That is Crudy Martini with the reception. 1st and 10, and Provo is into Brighton territory.
So Kirk Chambers saw exactly what we saw in the first half. Hurry-up offense kind of gets Brighton back on its heels on the defensive side. And now they're starting to put the pressure on and get it rolling.
3 wide receivers to the right, to the left rather, 1 to the right. Back to pass. Orchard looking to his left. Now he looks, it's intercepted. I think it got tipped. Back to the 30. The Bengals inside the 20, taking it in the 5. Touchdown, Brighton. Giovanni Russell with the interception, and he went 60-some-odd yards for the TD.
What a play by this Brighton defense. It gets tipped once again at the line. We've seen that become a problem. And a great job by Brighton's defensive line to get their big paws up there yet again. Russell undercuts that pass and takes it the rest of the way for a touchdown. Brighton scores again.
And after the Bulldogs were moving the ball so well on that drive. 26-7 now, Brighton, PAT pending. As Sorensen will trot on to attempt the point after. And
You have an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. I think a couple guys came off the sideline to celebrate after that. Well, and there was a little bit of a dog pile in the end zone after that pick six. So that'll be enforced on the kickoff.
So Sorensen ready to attempt the PAT. And boy, that was an absolute gut punch to this Provo crowd. The kick is up. It is good. And Brighton extends their lead. It is 27-7 with 9:58 to play here in the third quarter.
Yeah, talk about a gun punch. I mean, you're driving down. That's kind of the risk reward of trying to go fast as an offense. You want to get into more of a rhythm. You want to have your quarterback feel confident. Sometimes you can have your quarterback feel a little too confident. Look, it wasn't his fault. That was 100% not on him. He put it where it needed to be. It just so happened a defender made a play, and a great play at that, and batted it. Tip ball drill. If a defender is there, that's the play that's made. You hope to bring him down. You can't get it. Great play by Brighton and that defense. That's exactly what they needed to do.
Well, the good news is, look, you have plenty of time if you're Provo. An entire second half to play, practically. And so Brighton, and look, you have an option or a opportunity, rather, to get the ball back with pretty good field position, as this unsportsmanlike penalty will put the Bengals kicking away from their own 25-yard line. Sorensen, see what he does here. Kicks it high and deep, a line drive kick, fielded at the 15. Brought up to the 30. That's Larson, and he will be taken down at the 35.
Yard line.
So we'll see how Provo regroups here.
I think you just got to go right back to what you were trying to do until you make the mistake.
It's like you said, look, Brighton made a great play. Otherwise, you were being very successful on that drive. Ball placed at the 36. I beg your pardon.
Now this defense comes back out, feeling themselves a little bit. They've got the confidence. Brighton ready to take control of this game if they can get another stop.
Garrick Orchard back in the shotgun. Handoff up the middle. Short gain. As wrestled to the ground is Oliver McKay. Brings up a 2nd and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8 for Provo.
So now the Bulldogs kind of taking their time here, huddling up.
Yeah, sometimes that's what you got to do. Not a bad call. After the turnover, try and get your quarterback to calm down a little bit, bring him back down to earth. Even though it wasn't his fault, still try and get him back into the motion.
Empty backfield, shotgun snap. Throw out to the left, caught by DeMartini. He is taken down initially by Jackson Thompson, then gang tackled by the rest of the Bengals. Short gain will bring up a 3rd and long.
Yeah, you talk about a gang of Bengals who show up and make the tackle there.
So with the empty backfield, got it out quickly. And right away, Brighton to the ball.
It's exactly what you want to see if you're a defensive coordinator. You want to see your guys flow and fly out to the ball. You do those pursuit drills in the offseason and throughout fall camp to get your guys ready for it. And it looks like that pursuit drill paid off. There were 6 guys there to make the stop.
3rd and 7. And whistles prior to the snap.
We got a timeout from Kirk Chambers.
Looked like it was going to be a delay of game, and they threw the flag. Chambers got the timeout, though.
And let him get that timeout in. He was right in the ear of that sideline referee.
Probably not a timeout he'd like to burn at this point in the game, trailing 27-7.
It's definitely not.
But
and it's funny the different tempos we've seen from Provo in this offense so far tonight. They came out and they started really slow, and we even talked about it. They brought that play clock down to 5 multiple times. All of a sudden, towards the end of the first half, they're going go, hurry up. They come out, hurry up again. Now they're back to that slower pace.
Is that a challenge as an offense to get into a rhythm when you're going back and forth like that?
I think it's kind of a ramp-up idea. You want to start out a little bit slower and ramp it up with the tempo, and you also have to be confident that you can do it. You've seen a couple of turnovers now, and you necessarily don't want to do that.
3rd and 7, here we go. Orchard, shotgun snap. He's going to fake the handoff, then take it himself. Now running for his life out to his right, and he'll just throw it away as he's taken down. And Provo will be forced to punt.
It's a smart play. Just get outside the tackle box, make sure you have a wide receiver in the area, and get it out of bounds past the line of scrimmage. Don't take the sack on that. That's a very smart play. Now Brighton really has an opportunity to put this one away.
8:18 remaining in the 3rd quarter. The Bengals with a 20-point lead. Gustafson back to field it. Kicks away. Pretty good one. It is going to hit down at the 30. Gustafson will field it on one hop at the 24. Up to the 30. Taken down. Maybe just shy of the 30-yard line.
Tackled by number 23, Fisher.
Nathan Fisher, the junior, 5'8", 145 pounds on the tackle.
Going to look for another big-time stop. Provo came out and was able to get a stop right out of halftime. It all starts with stopping the run game. We'll see how tired the defense is. They haven't been out on the field too much in the second half. It's mostly been the offense.
Palapoy in the gun. 3 wide receivers stacked to the right, ball on the left hash. He's going to take it himself after faking the handoff to Hartel. And he gains about 5 or 6. Ball up to the 35. It's going to be 2nd and 4.
Gain of 6 on the play.
Now, ball on the left hash, 3 wide receivers stacked to the left, 1 to the right. Hartel to his left in the backfield. Handoff up the gut. A 2 or 3 yard carry for Hartel. He's been a worker tonight. Set up a very manageable 3rd down for the Bengals.
Gain of 3.
As the lights take full effect here in Provo on the west side. So 3rd and 1. Still Palapoy in the shotgun. 2 wide receivers to his right, and it's going to be a false start on the wide receiver on the far side of the field. That's Alex DeGroot. He knew it.
Those are the type of penalties you do not want to have on the offensive side of the football. That will ruin a drive and put you off schedule.
3rd and 6.
Now that kind of takes you away from maybe a run by Hartel up the middle to having to open it up and put the ball in the air, which could get batted down.
4 wide receivers, 2 to each side. Shotgun snap, back to pass. Palapoy throws, has his man, but I think he may be a yard short. If he hung on? Incomplete. That was Steve Brown unable to rein it in. So a big stop there by the Bulldogs, and the Bengals will punt it away.
On the pump for Brighton, number 15.
In the second.
Well,
In the second half, the Provo defense has really done their job.
Yes, they definitely have. They've shut down the run. They've been able to hold tight, bend, don't break.
High punt, end over end. It's going to hit down at the 30. They're going to let it roll a friendly Bengal bounce inside the 25. And it will be picked up at the 23-yard line, and that's where the Bulldogs will start with it. 6:27 to play in the third quarter, 27-7, Brighton. Here in week 1 of Utah High School football on ESPN 960. Next week we'll be at Orem. They'll be taking on American Fork.
Excited for that one. Should be a pretty competitive game next week.
American Fork and Corner Canyon in a barn burner right now. We'll check that score in just a moment. Orchard in the shotgun. One man in the backfield to his right. Back to pass. Looking over the middle. Caught and taken down just shy of the 35. That was Crew DiMartini, one of the 2 DiMartinis for the Bulldogs.
That's a great play. That was a dart across the middle and a sliding wide receiver to get out of the way of the defender that was coming in.
Good for a first down. 6:09 to play in the third. Orchard takes the shotgun snap back to his right, rolling to his right, looking downfield, lofts a pass, has his man. That is Crew DiMartini again, and he's inside Bengal territory, taken down at the 40. And right now, look, the Bulldog offense, they're in a good rhythm.
They're starting to move the football. This is a huge drive for Provo to get a score back, and you've got some confidence on the defensive side of the football now with a couple of stops back to back.
Ball on the right hash. Now whistles blow. Not sure what the stoppage was there, but
there might have been a substitution on the offensive side of the football. You got to allow the defense to substitute. So they stopped it on the first down, and they said, all right, let them get their players in. Now you can go.
1st and 10, back to pass. Orchard looking to his left. Now throws across his body over the middle, and it is nearly picked off. Threw it just kind of up for grabs. That was broken up by Romney, and Orchard was lucky to have that one fall to the turf.
Yeah, was under a little bit of pressure, was looking for the prayer, a guy that's usually open down the sideline, but just put a little bit too much air underneath it across the middle. And was lucky it was just batted down.
Brings up 2nd and 10. Provo working inside Brighton territory. Ball at the 40-yard line. Three wide receivers to the left. Orchard, low snap. He has trouble with it. Picks it up. He's just going to have to run with a broken play. Now whistles, and they're going to say his knee was down when he picked up the football. So that's going to be a loss of yardage on just a low snap. Ball will be placed at the 45.
And the clock should be running after that. There we go.
That brings up a little behind the sticks here. A 3rd and 15. Orchard looking to pass now. Steps up in the pocket, throws deep, has a man down the sideline, and he overthrew him by just about a foot. He had Griffin DiMartini for a touchdown.
That's the second time we've seen a ball go through the hands of a Provo wide receiver tonight, and both times they were wide open for 2 different scores. And that's just kind of been the ball game for Provo so far here this afternoon.
Yeah, 14 points just left out there for the Bulldogs. So they, with the ball on the Brighton 45, they're going to punt it away. 4th and 15, rather.
Back to receive for Brighton, number 81, Easton Gustafson.
Gustafson back to receive, standing at his own 16. Now a high punt, a short one, and it's going to bounce at the 28 and take a Bengal bounce up to the 31. So not a good punt, a net gain of 15 yards maybe.
But a smart play by Provo, by Brighton to call fire, stay away from that football, don't know where it's going to end up, and the Brighton player just hits the sideline so it doesn't bounce off him and it's a turnover.
Say net punt of about 15 yards. So Palapoy back out there, 5 minutes to play in the third quarter, 27-7, Brighton with the lead over Provo. Snap to his right, he reins it in, fake handoff, and he'll be taken down for a loss in the backfield.
Bulldog brought to behind one, shredded by number 9, Mason.
That was Mason Gregory on the tackle. He's had 2 sacks tonight. Takes a man down for a loss there. 2nd and 13 from the 27. Palapoy in the gun. 2 wide receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Back to pass. Has time. Looking down the right sideline. Nearly picked off. That pass intended for Sam Stores, the senior, and Provo nearly came up with it.
That's a great job by both the corner and the safety in that situation. They're once again back in too high. And we mentioned the corner route that Brighton was able to hit earlier on in the game. That time, streaking down the sideline, the corner underneath, safety came over top, and both of them pinched at the perfect time to knock that ball away.
3rd and 13.
But that's the spot in cover 2 that's wide open, that's vulnerable.
Provo showing pressure, they back off. Rolling to his left is Palapoy, has his man at the 30. He is undercut at the 32. And a nice job by this Provo defense. Once again, the Bengals are going to have to punt it away.
Well, the defensive side of the football has been great for Provo, and it's quite the difference from a season ago.
That's 3 stops here in the second half by the Bulldogs.
And so far, Kirk Chambers' squad just hasn't been able to take advantage of those situations.
To receive for Bulldogs, number 10, Giovanni Hanukkah.
Bell back to receive for Provo. The punt lands at the 30. They'll let it roll. Now he'll get in front of it. Did he touch it? If he did, it's Brighton's ball.
That's a turnover.
And the Bengals have it at the 21. Just a mental mistake there.
Absolutely. You just got to, as we talked about on the previous punt, you just got to, as soon as it hits and it starts moving the way a football moves on the ground, back away. Don't try and touch it. Allow the defense to down it. Stay alive with the football. You turn it over. Now Brighton has it in your red zone, pretty much.
After your defense has played so well, you put them in a tough position here.
And that's just kind of been the way the game has gone for this Provo squad. Just a couple of mistakes that they wish they could take back, and they'd be right back in this ballgame. But a lot of credit to Brighton. They've made the plays when it's come crunch time.
3:41 to play in the third quarter. A 20-point lead for Brighton. Now Palapoy under center. 3 men in the backfield. Handoff up the middle to Hartel. Working his way inside the 20 down to the 15.
I love that formation. The little T formation. 3 men in the backfield. They've all got their hands in the dirt. That's old school football, Jordan. Don't know who the football is going to. You're going to have 2 lead blockers anyway. That's a tough way that's a tough play to stop. And when you have a running back like Hartel in the backfield, here it comes again. Yeah. This old school football right here.
Second down, and did he fumble the snap? Had trouble with it. I think he fell on it. Palapoy did, though.
Recovered by Brighton.
Brighton comes up with it. And that brings up third down. 3rd and short. 2 to go. See if they come back with that T formation.
Yeah, if I'm Brighton, I'm going right back to it. If you could just get a clean center snap exchange, quarterback center exchange, you have a good chance at picking this up, and here it comes. Wouldn't be surprised if they're giving it to Hartel.
Palboy under center, takes the snap, handoff to Hartel, left side, making his way up the middle, has the first down, pushed ahead by his lineman, but that moves the chains, and he's down to about the 10-yard line. We'll see if they give him first and goal.
They will. And that clock will continue to run. It's exactly what you want to see if you're a Bengal fan.
I say first and goal. That'll be 1st and 10 ball just outside the 10. About the 12. T formation again, they hand it off. Hartel to the right side this time.
Hand off to number 10, Bo.
Gets a 3 or 4. I say Hartel, I beg your pardon. That is Bo LaFleur on the carry.
I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of this the rest of the way. Until Provo shows that they can stop Brighton from getting 3, 4, 5 yards a carry in this formation, you're going to see a lot of this.
They're doing it. Yeah, doing it again here. 2nd and 7. Handoff again. Hartel, left side, bowling his way inside the 5. And the clock just continues to run. We're under 2 minutes here in the third quarter.
With it being the first game of the season, you got to think back. You have what you have with this Brighton team. You know, you can look at the film last year, but over the offseason, coaches know that if they add in new packages, it's going to throw a wrinkle into the playbook and what the defense is prepared for. I'm not so sure that they were prepared for this formation.
3rd and 2. And he's taken down just shy of the first down at the 4-yard line. Another handoff to Hartel. Now, we'll see what they do here. 4th and, let's call it 2 at the 5.
They're chatting about it a little bit over on the sideline, and they're going to send the offense back out there. So an opportunity to sway the momentum for Provo.
Well, look, Provo has jumped off sides twice tonight during a situation like this.
Maybe they will try and draw them off.
T formation. 4th and 2. They snap it. The handoff. Hartel taken down. He will not get it. And the Provo defense somehow comes up huge once again in this second half.
I'll tell you what, you're up 27-7, 30 seconds to go in the third quarter. Your kicker has been money from 25 and 30, and you decide to go for it on 4th and 2. Now, granted, you are getting 4 or 5 yards a carry, but you ran that same play 6 times in a row out of that formation, just different variations, left to right, whatever. Provo knew what was coming. They got the big stop there. I don't know if I'm a fan of it. Take the points in that situation.
So now the Bulldogs backed up inside their own 5.
At the same time, Provo hasn't been able to do a lot on the offensive side of the football, so see if they can take advantage.
Orchard in the shotgun. A man in motion, going left to right. Handoff instead up the middle. Twisting his way toward the 10-yard line.
And out number 8, Oliver McKay.
That is Oliver McKay on the carry. And bring up a 2nd and 9. And they may just let the clock run out here in the third quarter. And they will. So at the end of 3, Brighton with a 27-7 lead. We will take a break here on ESPN 960. Come back after this. You're listening to Utah High School Football on Utah County Sports Station ESPN 960.
And Niumatalolo, the head coach of the San Jose State Spartans. I want to go back to 2015, where it was widely reported that you were in the running to become the head coach at BYU.
I wasn't looking to go anywhere. I was happy. You know, I've been in this profession long enough that the grass wasn't always greener. But when the BYU opportunity came, it was different. Just being a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, it was different. So I knew that I wanted to take a look at it. The people there were awesome. But in the end, it had to work out for both sides. From their side and from my side. Ultimately, it didn't work out, but it worked out for the best. Kalani's doing an awesome job. Kalani's a good friend of mine. And like I said, I'm a spiritual person. I just believe that the Lord has a way of working things out. And it worked out for the best for both of us, for them and at BYU with Kalani and for me and my family.
To find out what was said next, download the Valley Sports Talk with Bryce Larson podcast anywhere you get your podcasts.
(27-7), Brighton with the lead. The Bengals deep in their own territory. Orchard back to pass, has his man. That's DeMartini over the middle, taken down at the 21. That's Griffin DeMartini. So a first down for Provo, and they out of the shadow of their own end zone. Bulldogs trailing 27-7 as we begin the fourth quarter. Snap back to pass. Orchard over the middle has DeMartini again. And Griffin works his way up to the 30.
Would love to see him get into a little bit of a rhythm and go on a drive. Try and put this one into the end zone and make it a little bit closer. Give him an opportunity.
Mitch Romney on the tackle for Brighton. 3 wide receivers to the left, ball on the right hash. From the shotgun, Orchard back to pass. Now fakes the throw, handoff up the middle with a gain of about 11 or 12. That was, I believe, Larson on the carry. So Provo moving the ball here. Ball up to the 42. Orchard working from the right hash. 3 wide receivers to the left. Snap, handoff, right side. Not a lot of room over there for Oliver McKay as he works his way up to the 44-yard line.
It's crunch time. Clock is continuing to run. 10:20 about left in the fourth. And Provo trying to put a score on the board just to claw back into this one and make it competitive.
27-7, Brighton.
Might want to see him pick the tempo up.
2nd and 9, play clock under 7. Shotgun snap, Orchard to his left. He'll hand it off back. A little counter with some room. Is McKay down to the 30. And taken down by Beau LaFleur. Provo has something going here.
That's the type of chunk play we haven't seen from Provo's offense just yet so far. I mean, we've seen a couple, the touchdown pass in the corner over to our left side of the field, but those type of chunk plays over 20 yards, we really haven't seen too many.
And just as you said, now they hurry up a little bit. Orchard with the snap, back to pass, looking off his back foot, throwing towards the end zone, and he overthrows Griff DeMartini.
I like the aggressiveness after you reel off a 20-yard run on the ground. I love coming back, hurrying up, trying to catch the defense off, maybe back on their heels a little bit, take a shot to the end zone. That time is really well covered by the Brighton defensive backfield. Great job on the defensive side.
So Provo regroups, peering over at that sideline. Garrick Orchard in his first start at quarterback for Provo.
Hasn't looked too bad. It's been pretty good for the most part.
He is a junior. Takes the snap, option right, shovel pass, and a gain of maybe 4 or 5. That was Malik Fili Loatu on the carry. So that brings up 3rd and 5. Ball placed at the 26. Make it 3rd and 6. Provo taking their time here. Play clock down to 10. Ball on the right hash. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Now DeMartini comes in motion. Spinning away from the pressure was Orchard. And he completes the pass, but taken down right away was Oliver McKay at the 30. And that brings up 4th down. 4th and 9, ball at the 27.
Provo trying to get a little cheeky, going with the screenplay, but Brighton and that defense swarmed yet again. They've done a really good job on the pursuit, and that's made life tough for Provo tonight.
Empty backfield, 4 wide receivers to the left. Now he's going to go to his right, has a man, it's DeMartini, and he overthrew him. And that's a turnover on downs for the Bulldogs.
Look, it's not a bad idea trying to get that ball out to the sideline. Once again, you're going to have that gap in between the corner who's playing underneath and the safety over top. You just got to make sure you put it in the right spot. That one just sailed on him.
So 8:42 to play in the ball game. 27-7, Brighton with the lead. They get the ball back here at their own 28.
It'll be paramount for Brighton to keep the ball on the ground, run this clock dry. So that means on the Provo side of things, you really want to make sure that you get a stop and don't allow a first down, because that's a lot of clock that's going to get chewed up.
Palapoy back in the shotgun, takes the snap, rolling right. Little pass, maybe for a gain of 1, completed to Sean Dudley, the tight end.
And sure enough, we saw a lot of that T formation where Brighton got stuffed on the last defensive series for Provo. Sure enough, they come out and throw the football.
Let's see if they take this clock all the way down. Now line up 18 on the play clock. 8:11 to play in the game. Shotgun snap coming. Here it is. They snap it. With 10 left on the play clock. Hand off to Hartel, and he goes nowhere.
By number 20.
It's going to be 3rd and 12, loss of 2.
Bulldogs all over that.
Bulldogs, I believe that they have 2 timeouts remaining. Got to get a stop here on 3rd and 12. 7:39 to play. In the shotgun is Palapoy. 3 wide receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Snap, under pressure, throws off his back foot. Now coming back to the ball and making the play is number 14. Sam Stores down the right side.
That's a great job by him to shuck that defender past him. I've been in that position before. That defender probably thinking, hey, I just got thrown out of the way. That's a legal play. You could get him, box him out a little bit, come back and make that play. Is a beautiful job by the wide receiver.
So 1st and 10, the Bengals in Provo territory. Shotgun snap, quick swing throw out to the right. It's over the head of the intended receiver. That is Case Beams. Incomplete. Clock stopped. Palapoy back in the gun, man in motion, coming from right to left. Little read option. Palapoy handed it off. Keep it himself, rather, and he has a big gain down to the Provo 20-yard line. A little read option fooled me. Boy, Palapoy really showed his speed there. One of the few times tonight he's kept it himself on that play. Stick around after the ballgame. We will have our post game. We'll name our defense drinks defensive player of the game. 6:42 to play. And Brighton taking their time. Play clock down to 5. Shotgun snap, handoff No, again, Palapoi keeps it himself. Gain of a few down to the 18. Mason Gregory brings him down. The 5'11", 200-pound senior, 2 sacks tonight. Certainly a candidate for Defense Drinks Defensive Player of the Game. Ball at the 18. 2nd and 5, 5:55 to play in the game. Shotgun snap, Palapoi looking to throw, and he overshoots his intended receiver. That was Cash Gay over there on the left side. So that stops the clock. But the Bengals with a comfortable 27-7 lead. Provo's only touchdown came back in the first half. They've moved the ball well here in the second half at times, but a huge interception, pick 6, really turned this game on its head. 2 receivers split to the left. Now flags fly as a man comes in motion. And we're going to have a false start on the Bengals. So some week 1 kinks to still work out for both of these teams.
Yeah, we've seen quite a few penalties come for both of these teams.
Brighton looking to go 1-0 on the year, coming down to Provo and getting the win. Back to pass, Palapoi under pressure, a little screen to Hartel, has some room, charging into the past the 10 and down to the 5. What a game Hartel has had, as Brighton now with a 1st and goal inside the 5, poised to put 7 more on the board. Clock under 6 minutes. It stops as the chains move. Now they roll it. Palapoi, shotgun snap, read option. He keeps it himself, rolls right, looking to pass, buying time, throws to the end zone, and it is picked off!
Interception.
What a play by Malik Filimatu. And Brighton comes away with no points, maybe too little, too late. But what a play by Malik Filimatu, the 6', 196-pound junior.
Well, one thing you can count on is the Provo defense showing up week in and week out. They've been fantastic, especially when they've gotten down into the red zone. It's kind of a bend don't break mentality, but they've been good for the most part. The offense on the other side has given up a touchdown and a couple of bad positional issues there. But, I mean, you've got a stout defense if you're Provo.
Yeah, the score is not indicative of how well this Bulldog defense has played tonight. Bulldogs back out on the field inside their own territory at the 20. Play action pass thrown over the middle. A lot of contact and a flag comes in. Daniel Da Silva was pleading for a flag and he got it. He was bumped trying to make that play.
Give you a couple of score updates while we're at it across Region 8 at the moment. Timpanogos currently up 28-7 over Jordan at the moment. That one late into the second half. Spanish Fork currently trails Olympus on the road 13-7.
Ball placed at the 35. Split backs, shotgun snap, handoff, right side, cutting it back inside, past the 40, up to the 43 is Oliver McKay. 5:13 to play, 27-7 Brighton with the commanding lead, though, here in the fourth quarter.
Mountain View at Canyon View at the moment, down 21-3. This Provo team will see Mountain View at the very last week of the season. We'll be back here for that one.
2nd and 3. And whistles blow. Or we got flags on the field. We have a false start on the Bulldog, so that'll back them up 5 yards. Stick with us after the game. We'll have our post-game show. As Provo will fall to 0-1 on the year, the Bengals 1-0. A nice win coming on the road for Brighton. All on the right hash, a wide receiver split way out there to the left, 2 to the right. 2 in the backfield, shotgun snap, back to pass. Orchard looking over the middle, has his man, it's caught at the 35, down to the 20, 10, and he's taken down inside the 10-yard line. That is Brian Larson with the big reception. The Bulldogs threatening to score here.
That's the connection they've been looking for all game long. Had a couple opportunities to do it this time. They executed right across the middle. Larson had a step on his guy, flew down the field. Now Provo is in business, looking to put some points on the board.
4:14 to play, and now a timeout taken.
Well, it's a perfect opportunity to tell you who our Defense Drink Defensive Player of the Game is going to be. Earlier in the game, Brighton had a pick 6 by number 10, Bo LaFleur. He's going to be your Defense Drinks Defensive Player of the game. Make sure you head over to defensedrinks.com. Use the coupon code ESPN960 for 20% off your purchase today. Look, defense drinks are perfect. If you are an athlete, you have a high school athlete that may be playing in this game, you want to make sure they're hydrated, get collagen in them. There's no caffeine in it, and it's allowed at the NCAA level. Check out defense drinks at defensedrinks.com.
Under center, handoff, up the middle. Quickly stopped, though, after a gain of 1. That was McKay on the carry. I'll tell you what, I could have used 3 or 4 defense drinks after hauling this equipment up to the top level, the roof of the booth up here in Provo.
It was 100 degrees this afternoon, and we almost passed out on our way up here. Luckily, we got some hydration. Thanks to defense drinks.
That's right. Oh, man.
One thing you need to know about defense drinks also is they do NIL deals with local college athletes. So they've got a couple of BYU players that are repping defense drinks. So if you're a BYU fan, you can check them out.
Play clock down to 2. They just get the play off, throw into the end zone, and it's dropped. That was a nifty little play action pass intended for Griff DiMartini, and he just couldn't squeeze it.
That's been the case a couple of different times for these Provo wide receivers. You can bet that they will be hitting the jugs machines this week in practice.
3:25 to play in the game. Brighton in charge, 27-7. The Bengals with the lead. Provo trying to put a touchdown on the board here. They have not scored in the second half. Under center. Now fakes the pitch, throws to the corner of the end zone. Touchdown! Bulldogs! And DiMartini squeezes it this time. It is 27-13. So if you're the Bulldogs, knock a PAT through the board here, make it a 2-score game.
Too early to go with the onside kick?
3:20. I don't think so. I should ask you, but you got to score multiple times here. Is the problem?
I think you get a little bit sneaky with it. Maybe don't line up as if you're going to onside it.
PAT is good, and it's a 13-point game with 3 minutes and 20 seconds to play.
Wouldn't be surprised to see if they try a little pooch kick towards the sideline. Maybe line just a couple of guys up. I know Kirk Chambers has a couple of things up his sleeve that he likes to go to in these situations. Now, it depends on the skill level of the kicker. Can the kicker get underneath it to be able to pop it up and give your guys a chance to jump in it or jump on it or even jump up and grab it almost rugby style up in the air? See what they try to do.
So we'll see what they go with here.
Yeah, Brighton sideline feeling like there might be a little trickeration.
Haven't overloaded one side, as you can't do that anymore. Here comes the kick. It is an onside kick. He spikes it, and it doesn't go 10 yards. In fact, it goes 1 yard. Just took a bad bounce, and so Brighton will take over. You know, I would imagine on the synthetic surface, onside kicks have gotten a little easier than the old, as far as the kicker goes, being able to pound that thing into the turf and get a nice high hop. Maybe back on that old grass, man, you had no idea where that ball was going.
Yeah, yeah, and it also skips off of the turf. And it's a lot tougher. Like, that thing is a line drive. You might, to be honest with you, you might have a better opportunity just kicking it straight at a receiving player. Line drive and try and bounce it off them 10 yards. Because if it goes 10 yards and hits the player and bounces back towards you, you might have a better opportunity that way in getting it. I'll tell you what, though, with the new kicking rules in the NFL this season, we're going to see some crazy stuff happen on the kickoff.
3 minutes and 20 seconds left in this one. 27-14 Brighton. Give up the middle to Hartel. And he loses control of the football, but he was down. So the official before the ball came loose. And he got back to the line of scrimmage. So 2nd and 10 as Brighton tries to close this one out. Another reminder, we'll be at Orem next week as American Fork comes into town.
I think I just saw a flash of lightning, Jordan. That is not... Doesn't look like there's any clouds in the sky. I don't know what I just saw.
You know, we have flags down. The only guys that really have to be worried about it are the guys on the roof of the press box, so we're fine.
Yeah, that's why I was a little worried up there. Well, I'm also wondering, this far into the game, you're going to have a final score if they decide to suspend it for any reason. Hopefully they can just get this thing out of here. Done with. Roll through.
Penalty was on Brighton. Backs him up 5 yards. 2:30 to play. Clock rolling. Alapoy in the shotgun. He will hand it off up the middle. That is Hartel. He gets maybe one on the play. Now, Chambers will take his 2nd time out of the half as the Bulldogs stop the clock.
2:12 left. Jordan, right now, perfect time to let everybody know to tune in to Valley Sports Talk on ESPN 960 every single morning, 8 to 10 a.m., right here on the 960 a.m. dial. We will recap this game, and we talk a lot of high school football. So if you want to hear us talk about high school football here in Utah County and around the state of Utah, we give you a recruiting update. We give you an update on all of the games throughout the week. So tune in every single morning, Monday through Friday, 8 to 10 a.m. on 960 a.m., 105.1 HD2. And streaming live over on ESPN960sports.com. We talk a lot of BYU football, a lot of college athletics, as well as just everything in general.
Hey, we're getting into the time of the year when it's a packed show with baseball coming down to the wire and the NFL starting up as well. Now, shotgun snap to Palapoy. Back to pass on 2nd and 14, looking down the sideline, coming back to the ball, a little underthrown. It was Cash Gay. Couldn't come up with it, though.
You know, one thing, give credit to Brighton. You can tell these wide receivers came prepared. They are fighting 50-50 balls every single time it's thrown. And as a quarterback, you love that. You love that you have the opportunity. You could just throw it up to your guy down the sideline, and he's going to have more of a 70-30 chance on a ball that should be a 50-50 ball.
So 4th down, 2:05 to play, and Brighton will punt it away. Ball at the Provo 41, and another flag comes in back near the Provo goal line. Delay a game on Brighton, maybe taking that one on purpose, give them a little more room. As the crowd begins to file out here in Provo, great contingent of Brighton fans making the trek down.
Excited for some football back in action.
Low snap, punted away. It's going to land on the turf inside the 20, roll out of bounds inside the 15, where Provo will take over with 1:57 to play. Well, I think if you're Provo, Bryce, tomorrow morning at film study and, well, most of tonight, you're going to be lamenting the missed opportunities. Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely are. This next week, got to regroup really fast because this Provo team's going to be back out on the road with their crosstown hated rivals, Timpview. That's going to be a really good game over at Timpview.
And facing their former starting quarterback that.
Sokai Austin, now the quarterback at Timpview.
Shotgun snap, Orchard rolling right, and he gets picked off. Inside the 20, that's going to take it back inside the 5. Touchdown, Brighton.
Again, LaFleur, his second defensive score of the evening.
Get that kid a defense string.
Our defense string defensive player of the game puts it in the end zone once again. Just finding space and feeling. He's got such good feel out there that he goes and drops back into that zone. And when you do that, the quarterback didn't really see him coming across, able to step right in front of it, and he houses it. That's number 2 tonight. Defense strings defensive player of the game. Stand up, Bo LaFleur.
33-14 Brighton, PAT pending. As Sorensen, the right-footed kicker, I should say, puts it through. 34-14. Brighton pouring it on here. LaFleur, the senior, and he's one of those 5 returning seniors on that defensive side of the ball for Brighton. 5'9", 150 pounds.
Hey, he has been fantastic. He's a stout 5'9".
He really is. I mean, he's a thick guy.
And he has definitely made the difference in tonight's game. He has been great out there for Casey Sutera and this Brighton Bengal team. By the way, one last plug here. Check out defensedrinks.com for our defensive player of the game, ESPN 960. Use that code for 20% off over at defensedrinks.com. And shout out to Intermountain Bobcat for making this possible.
Oh, man. Shout out to all our sponsors. This has been fantastic. The inaugural broadcast of Utah High School football on ESPN 960 this season. A lot of fun to come. Kickoff away. Not a high kick, taken at the 5. Out to the 20, taken down. We'll call it the 22. That was Larson on the return. Batista on the tackle. 1:42 left to play. Orchard still out there. QB in the shotgun, back to pass. Under pressure, now stepping up to his left. He's going to try and run for his life here and make his way out to the 24-yard line. Gain of 2.
That clock is going to continue to roll.
The only thing you don't want to see here, if you're Provo, with your starting quarterback scrambling, is him getting hit.
Yeah, you want to make sure you keep everybody as healthy as you possibly can.
In a 34-14 game, as we approach the minute mark here in the fourth quarter. 3 wide receivers to the right. Orchard looking to pass again. A little out route over on the left side. Caught by Crew DiMartini. So he made me just shy of the first down. Now they're going to move the sticks. 1st and 10. Clock stops for the moment. 1:02 to play. Ball at the 34 of Provo. Orchard, low snap, Back to pass under pressure. Lofts one up over the middle for the other DiMartini brother, Griff, but he overthrew him. Incomplete.
Braveman second down.
Fifty-seven seconds left. Little draw up the middle, fighting his way toward the 35-yard line, finally taken down short of the 35. Didn't quite see who was on the carry there. I'd like to thank our crew, Martin Kelly, our producer, back in our Salt Lake City studios, Ronald Weaver III, running the camera on our stream tonight. Now, see, Ronald, I totally messed up. Ronald not running the camera tonight. Here's an incomplete pass intended down the left sideline for Crew DiMartini again. 8 seconds left to play. And we are just about done here from Provo High. What a beautiful campus over here on the west side of Provo.
And if you're Provo, you look at this game and you say there's a lot of things that you can fix here moving forward. You got to fix them fast before Timpview next week, but you can fix a lot of the mistakes that they have made.
Rolling to his right, Orchard looking, throwing deep into triple coverage. It is picked off again. And it is Gus Blake with the interception. The clock shows 0, and Brighton beats Provo by a final of 34-14. So an impressive performance by Brighton. Certainly some bright spots for Provo. We will take a break, come back with our post-game show after this. Once again, the final. Brighton beats Provo 34-14. This has been Utah High School football on ESPN 960. We'll be back after this.
PostNet, we offer quality printing, packing, and shipping services. But we pride ourselves most on the quality relationships we forged along the way. At PostNet, we're on a first-name basis with our customers. Stop by one of our Utah PostNet locations today. You'll be greeted with a friendly attitude, experienced professionals, and the very best service. When you need it done right, get into PostNet in Draper, North Salt Lake, Spanish Fork, and West Valley City, and let them design and print your next project, ship a package, and so much more. Find us at postnet.com.
Are you looking for equipment that works as hard as you do? Look no further than Intermountain Bobcat. Located in Orem, Ogden, and Salt Lake, we offer a wide range of Bobcat equipment. From compact tractors and mowers to loaders and excavators, we have what you need to get the job done right. Whether you're looking to buy or rent, the strength, toughness, and reliability of Bobcat equipment is perfect for your next construction or landscaping projects. Visit your local Intermountain Bobcat dealership and find equipment that can handle any job. Bobcat, one tough animal.
Watching your favorite football team, it really stinks when your star receiver is doubtful. But you know what stinks even more? When you are doubtful. There's nothing worse than a terribly timed injury. That's why defense drinks were scientifically formulated to reduce injury risk and speed up recovery.
Welcome back to Provo. Jordan Vianucci alongside Bryce Larson, where the Bengals of Brighton beat Provo 34-14. And Bryce, just a really impressive performance tonight from the Bengals.
It really was. Casey Sutera had his team ready to roll. A little bit back and forth in the first couple of quarters. Brighton started to put the pedal down. Provo punched back, made it a 10-7 ball game after Brighton went up 10-0. And then from there, it was all Brighton. It kind of unraveled after the first pick six by Bo LaFleur. And yes, I said the first pick six by Bo LaFleur. A 2-pick-6 game from the young man. Fantastic on the defensive side of the football.
Absolutely. And look, people will see this score and think Brighton just absolutely dominated this game from whistle to whistle, but it wasn't like that. Look, Provo played well at times, but just not consistent enough to get the win tonight. So we appreciate you tuning in. Once again, a reminder, next Friday night, we'll be over in Orem as American Fork comes in to take on Orem High School. We'll be on the call for that one. We're looking forward to it. For our producer, Martin Kelly, back in the studio, Ronald Weaver III here with us, and of course, my partner, Bryce Larson, I'm Jordan Bianucci, saying good night from Provo as the Bulldogs beat the Bengals 34-14. You've been listening to Utah High School football on ESPN 960.
Are you looking for equipment that works as hard as you do? Look no further than Intermountain Bobcat. Located in Orem, Ogden, and Salt Lake, we offer a wide range of Bobcat equipment. From compact tractors and mowers to loaders and excavators, we have what you need to get the job done right. Whether you're looking to buy or rent, the strength, toughness, and reliability of Bobcat equipment is perfect for your next construction or landscaping projects. Visit your local Intermountain Bobcat dealership and find equipment that can handle any job. Bobcat, one